Time to pivot over to the AFC is the story continues to be the same. Nobody circles the AFC East wagons quite like the Buffalo Bills. 11.5 win total. The favorites to win the division at minus 350. 13-4 last year, 8-0 at home, 5-1 in the division. Same story, different chapter. They cooked the Dolphins, Jets, and Patriots, rounded it out with the Patriots finishing at the bottom, picking in the top 4. I'll go ahead and run through my predictions first, and I'll keep them relatively quick because there's not too many surprises, I don't think. Well, there might actually be. But there's not one at the top, but we'll go and start at the bottom. I have the Dolphins at the bottom. I have them going 6-11. I continually waiting for them to fall off the wagon because something's not right with that team. Tyreek Hill clearly doesn't want to be there. I'm worried about Tua's health. They've done a good job rebuilding the team to be on paper a little bit tougher, better run game, better defensive line. I got to see it to believe it as well. I got to see it actually click. I got to see everything. I need to see the offense be more than just quick screens to Devon Achane, which is what we saw a lot down the stretch last year. The explosiveness was gone. And I think the division got a lot better around them. I have them going 1-5 in the division, which is part of the reason they fall down so far. I feel like they're stuck between making a run and plummeting, and I will not fall for the trick of the Dolphins look so darn good in the summer, then don't quite match up to it, or I think they're going to fall apart, then they look great. So I'm splitting the difference with them there. Next up, I have the Jets at 8-9. Justin Fields, I think the running game they will provide. Aaron Glenn that defense is going to be in tip-top shape. We're going to see the best Sauce Gardner possible. And one thing about Justin Fields, he's going to find Garrett Wilson. We know he found DJ Moore. He found Darnell Mooney. He's gonna find Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Braylon Allen. Though the offensive line, if it's healthy, is pretty solid. So we'll get the Jets kind of a little bit of an improvement. I think there's opportunity there. Patriots I have going 9-8. I don't know how or why. Everyone has their win total set at 8.5, and I think that's way too high, even though I have them hitting it. Mike Vrabel's such an upgraded head coach. Josh McDaniels is a massive upgraded offensive coordinator. Travion Henderson, this is a Travion Henderson Stan account. Plus, they have Ramondre Stevens, Antonio Gibson. I think Drake May's really good. I like Kyle Williams, a draft pick. Stephon Diggs, when he's not on a boat, is very productive. DeMario Pop Douglas was good last year, and defensively, they put a lot of money into that. And I like Will Campbell. They just did a lot to improve. I can see them being a pop-up team a little bit, if you will. So we'll have them going 9-8. And then the Bills at the top. No surprise here. I have them at 13-4, 5-1 in the division. I don't love that they're so Josh Allen dependent. Like, I just for once would like to see their defense make a big play to win a game on occasion. Or maybe just something, maybe like James Cook breaks off a run that is able to control the game on the ground a little bit more. Just something that's not Josh Allen. Please save us. I'd like them to be more balanced. But when it comes to the regular season, I still think Josh Allen finds a way to get it done and get them a 13-4 record. So I'll go ahead and recap it really quickly. Dolphins at 6-11, Jets at 8-9, Patriots surprising at 9-8, and the Bills once again 13-4.
Real quick, what did you have in division records for all four of these teams?
So we did have the Dolphins at 1-5, as I mentioned. We do have the Jets at 2-4, the Patriots at 4-2, and the Bills at 5-1.
Okay, all right. I don't feel as bad about my list right now.
I'm guessing there's a little bit of similarities, especially in the middle part.
All right, so yeah, I'll save my responses to you. It's not the actual team placement; it's the win total that makes me laugh. At my fourth in the division is the Jets at 6-11, going 1-5 in the division. So, I think it's a situation where this Jets team just is still struggling to find an identity. Does Justin Fields provide the answer? I think he can provide half of the answer, but the defense can't stop the run. Like, I don't run, but I could still gain 5 yards on that team. In a game.
Okay, I was like, well.
I can give me 30 touches. I can fall forward for a yard, hopefully. Maybe I start in the fullback position. But no, this defense, when it comes to guarding the run, does scare me for the Jets, and it doesn't feel great offensively outside of Breece Hall and Garrett. The rest of the team I'm not necessarily worried about, but I don't love them. And when I look at teams that have a potential to just kind of fall off here a little bit, I look at the Jets, Not that they'd be falling off getting 6 wins. It'd still be an improvement over last year. I think Matt would be super happy, which, by the way, he gave us the best offer I think I've ever received from this new team search. to become a Jets fan, which was free New Haven pizza. And that was like, that's all I heard. Honestly, he listed off a couple of bullet points, but honestly, I heard free New Haven pizza, and I might be a Jets fan after I picked them 6-11.
You might have to redo your picks for that pizza.
Yeah. But no. So yeah, the Jets for me 6-11, 1-5 in the division. Now next in the division is the Dolphins at 8-9 and 2-4 in the division. So this is why I had to ask, is because our bottom two are identical, but just the teams are flipped. And for me, the Dolphins, I do have Tua staying healthy. I have them finishing near identical to what they did last year. The difference is I think Tua stays healthy this year. I think that's the thing, is I don't think we see the reckless Tua yet again, because at this point in time, if there's another reckless Tua situation, I don't know if we see Tua anymore.
Be a vegetable Tua.
Yeah.
Vegetable. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right. But no, I do think Tua worries me just long-term health-wise. That's why I can't give him more. But I do like when he's healthy, this team does flow well. And Jalen Waddle, I think I've said this every year for the last 3 years, looks great in preseason. Maybe we actually see the Jalen Waddle penguin dance more than 3 times a season. I need to see it. I need to see him and Tyreek work well. I need to see more from this team. But I think as long as Tua's healthy, you see that. And without Tua, this team doesn't have a future in a lot of cases. And I think McDaniel sees that, and he's going to do whatever he can to provide Tua every opportunity to not get hurt. And so while 8-9 wouldn't be great for Dolphins fans, well, could be worse.
They're used to it.
Yeah, could be much worse. I could have told you 3-14. Now this is where things really, yeah. This is where things don't really change team-wise, but they change record-wise. Number 2 in the division, I have the Patriots at 10-7, going 4-2 in the division. Yeah, I do think Mike Vrabel, as much as I talk all sorts of smack about him at Tennessee and him as a head coach, I think as a Patriot, he is the perfect head coach for this. And I still think they did Maye wrong. But despite that, Mike Vrabel, if there was going to be anybody else that fit this role, it would be, I'd be angry about it. But it's Mike Vrabel. It's like, I don't love that you did Gerard Mayo the way you did, but I can be okay with this. And that's how I feel about this. And then you went and got Trevion in the draft. And honestly, you got the best running back in this draft. And that's second to Ashton Genty, but I think the best complete running back in this draft. Ashton Genty is 100% a downhill runner. Catching the ball, he doesn't do it as well as Trevion does. He doesn't provide as much in the return game as Trevion does. And that's where I think is going to differentiate Trevion from a lot of other players in this draft, where he has all 3 capacities to do it from a running back position: the run game, the pass game, and in the return game. We already saw it in preseason. That doesn't just happen. You don't just do that your first game of preseason. You're out here to try to prove a point. And Trevion's proved it in college. He should have been the number 1 there for every game, every season. But for whatever reason, they brought in Judkins that last year. But he continued to prove it in college. He's going to prove it in the NFL. He's a big part of why I have the Patriots doing well and going 10-7. And he's going to allow Drake Maye to do what Drake Maye does, which is the play action. And if he has to, dump it off, and then he's going to succeed. Because you get that started, you get teams looking closer to the line. And next thing you know, you're going to pop one over the top. You're going to deliver one to Stephon over the top, whatever you need to do there. And this Patriots defense is still nothing to slouch about. Add Mike Vrabel to the mix, and, well, guess what? They got better. 10-7, 4-2 the division for the Patriots. The Bills, I don't have as good a record for me as you do, but 12-5, 4-2 in the division. Second overall in the AFC. So, yeah, I don't think I need to say anything about the Bills. Josh Allen's going to Josh Allen. That defensive line especially, I think is pretty scary. I still think they can get after the pass rush, even without Von Miller. As long as everybody's healthy, they can still get at the passer. And that's, yeah, they have a lot of opportunity. But, yeah, I do agree with you about needing to see something else other than Josh Allen at some point in time for these Bills. But for now, Josh Allen seems to work.
Absolutely. I think the Patriots could definitely give them a little bit of a scare if they are able to, if everything is able to click. They got a lot of talent and a very good coaching staff. Christian Gonzalez is still a top 5 corner, and he's going to be healthy this year, knock on wood. I think that's going to open up a whole lot on offense when you just stick him on one side back. All right, we're going to play cover 3 over here. You just take away that guy. Or, hey, we're going to mix match, double team. We're going to go do some goofy stuff here to confuse people. Just don't let that guy touch the ball. And most of the time, he's probably going to be right. It's going to make things a whole lot easier. They had a really good draft class, good free agency. They're they're the popular team to go from, like, worst to 3rd. I can't say first because there's a Buffalo Bills-sized wagon in the way, but they're a popular pick with their 8.5, but I still think they can hit that. I think Drake Maye is still really good. I know his stats weren't exactly great last year, but when you look at how chaotically bad that team was, I know Jerod Mayo may have done dirty, but they did not have a grasp as a team across the board. Granted, he was walking into a mess of a situation. Offensively, defensively, they had nothing really set. Nothing made sense last year, and he was still productive. So they're very interesting. So go and give everyone a quick recap before we start throwing some money around.
Yeah, starting at the bottom, working my way up. Jets at 6-11, Dolphins at 8-9, Patriots at 10-7, and the Bills at 12-5.
Those are somewhat similar, but at the same time, very, very different records for the AFC East. Not a whole lot of surprises there, really, even with the slight team differences. We saw the records were the same. We just changed a few different names. But now we're gonna get into the more fun part about this division, in my opinion. We're gonna start talking some bets, and you know what? I went first on the last one, so I'm gonna let you lead the way here with the AFC East. Let's win some money.
Yeah, so I'm going to go like I did last time. I'm going to go from the top of my division down. So that means the Bills first up. Dalton Kincaid, over 575.5 receiving yards.
We need it.
We
need it.
I don't have him getting the touchdowns, but I do have him getting the receiving yards. He was always Josh's bailout. He continues to be Josh's bailout. As long as Dalton Kincaid is healthy, he will be the bailout for when it comes to it for Josh Allen. When there's nothing else, he's going to look for him, and he's going to just throw it at Dalton Kincaid. He's looking for 86 somewhere. He's going to make it. So, yeah, looking at Dalton Kincaid over 57.5 or 575.5 receiving yards, minus 114 odds on that as well. Next up is the Patriots. Travion Henderson stand account, meaning Travion Henderson over 700.5 rushing yards this season. He will be running back 1.
He should be right now if he is.
Yeah. If it's not right this moment, if it's not going into week 1, he will be by week 3.
Week 2.
Yeah. Okay. You're more excited about people making the decision than I am, but
Travion Henderson stand account across the board.
Fair. All right. I was gonna do touchdowns, but they didn't have a touchdown prop for him yet, so
they knew better.
Stay tuned. Maybe that'll be a thing later on. Third division, the Dolphins. I'm going, like I said, I have Tua staying healthy all season, meaning Tua's going to be slinging the rock all season, meaning Tua's going to go over 3,425.5 yards. Because if he's healthy, like the Dak Prescott situation, he slings the rock. For better and for worse for Dolphins fans, he's slinging the rock. Tyreek going to get out there somewhere. Jalen's going to be out there somewhere. So 3,425.5 yards. I have the over for Tua. And last but certainly, well, in this case, they are the least in the East. The Jets, Justin Fields, regular season total rushing touchdowns, 6.5. I have him going under the 6.5. I think Brees is still Brees, and taking away those touches from Brees is a dumb idea. There's still Braylon Allen. I do think Justin's going to get close because they're going to run some read options along the goal line. I think he has those packages for him specifically, and it's going to be successful around that. But
the reverse Eagles.
It's like it is going to be one of those situations where 9 times out of 10 teams are going to see that coming, and they're going to put quarterback contain on like you do in Madden, and it's going to leave the gap open in the middle, and you're going to watch Brees just walk into the end zone untouched or maybe touched by a nose tackle who doesn't know what to do. So I think that's going to be more of Justin Fields' issue, where he's going to be handing the ball off because he actually has competent running backs for once. So yeah, give me Justin Fields the under 6.5 touchdown rushes for the season.
I love that. They're the antithesis of the Eagles, where the quarterback is going to get the running backs will get more touchdowns because the mobile quarterback is not hogging them. They're the exact opposite. But I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up to the top with, well, not really the bottom, actually. This is just the order of last year's finishes from the bottom to the top of how I wrote them down, but I'm not going to read out of order. We got Drake Maye over 20.5 passing touchdowns at minus 114. I'll say all my bets are minus 114 because they're all over for their over under mark. But Drake May over 20.5 passing touchdowns. He had 15 in chaos last year. Things make sense. And Kyle Williams, Pop Douglas, Stephon Diggs, Hunter Henry, our boy Travion Henderson, even Antonio Gibson or Ramondre Stevenson. There's going to be guys catching touchdowns. So I'm going to go over 20.5. And he's going to start the season, unlike last year where they wanted to sit him, but then they didn't know what they were doing and it was a mess. So Drake May over 20.5 pass touchdowns. Jets, Garrett Wilson over 950 receiving yards. Plain and simple, he's cracked 1,000 every year of his career with much worse quarterback play than Justin Fields. If we know one thing about Fields, he'll throw the ball to receiver one. I mean, we saw it with DJ Moore. We saw it with Darnell Mooney. I said this earlier in the show, and I'm saying it again. He's going to find him. So he's going to crack 1,000. Dolphins, Jalen Waddle. We're going over 925 in the same vein. Takeaway last year, he's cracked 1,000 all 3 years. Some with Tua there, someone Tua's out. Zach Wilson's a backup quarterback. I think he can, in theory, just throw it up to Jalen Waddle on occasion. They at least stood next to each other at the draft, so hopefully they're friendly enough to get that going. And there's also, maybe we see Quinn Ewers at the same time. He is on the depth chart. He has a similar play style to Tua. If things go to chaotic hell and they are running through quarterbacks, I think he'll find Jalen. Regardless, Jalen Waddle will be there. I'm still not 100% sure or convinced that Tyreek will be there the entire season. And if he's gone, that means even more opportunities for Jalen Waddle. And then last but not least, we got the Bills. I want them to have ways to win other than Josh Allen being Superman, but I don't know if it's going to happen. So we're going to take Josh Allen over 500 rushing yards at minus 114 because he's done that every single year of his career except for 2020. And that was the first year of him and Stephon Diggs when Diggs out there somewhere worked the entire season. So this year we're going to take over, even if it's 501 yards. He's still going to, the random plays where he drops back, looks around, nobody's open, scrambles for a few bit, someone gets close. Then he takes off, jumps over a guy, hurdles another guy, stiff arms another guy. He's going to do that all season to get 500 total rushing yards. So it feels safe with Josh Allen at this point.